Hi, it's Jocelyn.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Welcome to
I
my
am,
home.
thank you. Welcome to my home.
Yeah.
I am here today with Julieta, and she is an interior designer that we're going to talk a little bit about making your space more office-like and a little bit about her and have it's like a tea chat. I have my tea here. So tell me a little bit about you and why you wanted to be an interior designer.
Yeah, I'm an interior designer I started my own company about 5, it's gonna be 5 years now. Before that, I worked for Jeff Lincoln Interiors, a prominent interior designer in Manhattan. I was with him for 6 years. And before that, I went to college to New York School of Interior Design. Before that, I was in a few things. I was in real estate, I was selling wine, doing all these different things, but I've always wanted to be an interior designer. I just wasn't quite ready. I didn't have the confidence to start on my own or to even, have all these student loans that we all know about. So I just wasn't ready. But that made me realize how much I want to do this. So finally in 2011, I graduated, then I worked with him for 6 years, and then 5 years, I opened my own company.
That's great. Good for you. I'm glad that you had the courage to do it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I used to actually do interior design as well before real estate.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But I found real estate fulfilling in another way.
Yeah.
And
You're probably
it's
very good at it, and it gives you confidence and pleasure to do that.
it's a good combination.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. If I find it easy to do, I find it fulfilling.
Hmm.
When you're doing what you like and when you enjoy, it's not really work.
Right. And you're passionate about it and you can see it
That,
in your work.
that's the key.
So why interior design? Why that industry?
Um, I don't know. I don't have anyone in my family that does it. I think when I was a teenager, I just came up with it. I don't know how I got it from. I just wanted to be an interior designer. And back then I was in Argentina, which there isn't a lot of interior design unless you're working with really, really rich people. But I was 15 by then. Um, so when I came here, that's all, I really came here to do that. I knew eventually I was going to start doing it. So I'm glad I came.
That's
Um,
great. That's
yeah.
fantastic. So how would you describe your design process?
Well, first I try to get the client style because there's so many options, so many styles, so many color schemes. So I need to really understand what the client wants before I start anything.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to do that, I provide them with a questionnaire. Um,
Oh,
I
you
try
do? You
to,
have a questionnaire. That's great.
yeah, a little questionnaire. If that's not enough, which usually is, I present them with a design quiz, which is
Design what?
design quiz.
Quiz. Okay. And what
So,
kind of questions are on the quiz?
so let's say there's 5 or 6 sofas with different shapes, different colors, different seat cushions, and whatever they gravitate to, they choose. So there's 6 sofas. They like the number 6. Same with side tables, rugs, art, all of that. So the 6 items of one thing is usually a good number. I don't want to present them with a lot of options and then it's just too much for them. So it tends to work very well, that design quiz. The clients like that. I also love going into their closets. because you can tell, they don't have to tell me anything. I see it all. I see the color ranges that they have. You know, if they have a lot of blues and purples, you know, cold colors or warm colors.
Yeah, that makes
I don't
sense.
even know it, but I just have to look at it. If they have a lot of jeans with t-shirts and shirts, you know, they tend to like a little more boho beachy style, usually 90%, I would say. There's really not a lot of people that dress that way, and then they have a glam modern space.
True.
You know,
Very true. Makes sense. So your personality almost matches your style of design.
absolutely.
Okay.
I would say 90% of it, the time. Yeah, so once I understand what they're looking for, then I start with the furniture layout. So that's very important to, because if you know, you have a square of a room or a tricky room with columns and kitchen islands, and to get the furniture layout, there's many possibilities in a space. So depending on their lifestyle, you know, if they watch TV, if the husband watches TV, but the wife is working or reading a book, you know, that dictates what the furniture layout should be. So then I start working on the furniture layout. They settle on that. They pick one. And then I start working on the sourcing furniture design board, which I put everything on a design board. So everything from the sofa, the coffee table section, rug, art, pillows, lighting, everything.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and from there we make a few changes. Let's say they don't like the throw pillows, or the coffee table is square, but they prefer a round one. So I make a few changes to the main design board until they're completely happy. And then they usually either, if it's high end and custom, I buy it for them because I have the trade account. But if it's retail, let's say Crate and Barrel, CV2, Restoration Hardware, Art House, Crate and Barrel, all those stores, the client buys the furniture himself.
Got it. Okay. So what are some tips for a home office that you would suggest with everybody working from home?
That's a good question. Again, furniture layout, it's very important. So you got to get that right. And also you want to know some feng shui rules, like for example, not having the desk right in front of the window. I'm sorry, the other way around, the window behind you, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
I love feng shui. I love it.
Yeah, some people don't really care for it, but it does something to your soul.
It does. Well, because it's run by energy. I actually study that too. I love feng shui. So what are some, do you have home office feng shui advice that you can give?
I do have a home office, but I end up going into my dining room. I love my dining room. I have a beautiful wallpaper on the ceiling, so it gives me energy. And then I have this huge sliding door to the deck, so I get a lot of natural light.
Oh, that's nice.
Natural light. So yeah, I end up on my dining table the whole time.
That's funny.
Yeah, and my husband is in the office, so it works out fine with us.
That's kind of how my situation is as well.
That's what it does, so it's good. Yeah, so going back to the home office, it's get the furniture layout right. You can put the desk in the middle with a nice rug in the middle to define the space. You can have 2 chairs in front for people, guests or clients. You can have, if you don't have enough space in the room, you can have 2 chairs in the desk, but all floating in the home office. If you have a bigger space, you can have the desk by the by the wall, 2 swivel chairs that swivel, so you can look to the desk, or a sofa on the opposite wall. You know? And then if you want to do custom, you can do all shelvings on top if you need a lot of storage, right? And if you like a little more modern. And then do custom desks around the perimeter of the room. And then you have a lot of surface. You know, depending on, let's say if you're an interior designer, you need a lot of storage for samples. So that could go overhead. But if you just need a desk with a laptop, then don't do that and do what I was saying before with the desk and the swivel chairs and the sofas.
Right, keep it more simple.
More simple and less functional, because you don't need the functionality. You just need a desk, right?
Really is what you need. Exactly. And now I think lately everybody's going virtual. You don't really need that much. I mean, so much is from the cell phone. That's like,
I know.
That's
like it.
The office. I know. And my iPad, I use that a lot too. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I love your red lipstick.
Oh, thank you. I love lipstick.
What is it?
It's a combination. I typically make combinations. So it's Milani. I don't know if you've heard of that brand. It's an Italian brand. It's called Matte Passion. And I mixed it with Sephora lip stain. They're red. So it's
that's great. I'm not gonna do that, but that's awesome. Maybe I can find a lipstick that it's just one lipstick that is
cool. I tend to mix them up because like the lipstick was a little too orange, so I needed more red. So then I put the red on top. And
you're sophisticated in the makeup department.
That's a trick from my mom.
Oh, I like it.
I asked her the same question. I said, what lipstick is that? And she puts 5 on, all different ones to make the color. Which is funny that my mom's name is Juanita, which I told you, and you have a similar name to her.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's what they call me when they don't know how to pronounce my name, Juanita.
That's so funny. That's my mom's name. Wow. Give it up to my mom and you. Beautiful name.
Thank you. So
do you like to work with existing furniture? Do you like to have new furniture? What about that?
I always, if clients have existing furniture, I always try to incorporate that because it's a win-win. We save money for other things.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever change the color or do anything to the existing furniture? Do you do that as well?
Yes, we change the upholstery.
Mm-hmm.
But, it really depends on their budget, because upholstery, to change it, you got to buy the fabric, you got to pay for labor. It costs more than the chair or the sofa.
Right.
So unless the clients really love it and they're willing to spend that much, then we do it.
Right.
Most people don't. So I don't do a lot of upholstery. But things like coffee table or side tables or dining tables. Especially dining tables or sofas, they tend to be the most costly. So we can save a lot of money there, which I love. And then we can put a little more into art, accessories, and pillows. And that's what is gonna elevate the space. The pillows, the art.
Accessories are really, I think, the key, more than the furniture.
Totally.
Almost.
Yeah,
so
you can be very smart and save on the big pieces. If I know what store to go to get this specific table. I think this would go great in with this client, right? So and then I can spruce it up with beautiful dining chairs or a beautiful art piece in the back.
Yeah. And what's interesting is a lot of the homes that I'm selling, we're relocating people down to the South a lot. So moving to Florida, moving to Georgia, the Carolinas, from New Jersey, and these people aren't taking their dining room sets anymore because they want to go down there, get all new Florida furniture, you know what I mean? So it's totally different look. So they're leaving a lot of that stuff for the next buyer or the next owner of the home. So then they have to come in. And that's actually what happened to my sister. She bought a home and the people were moving into a 55 and older community. It was too small for their dining room set. And my sister needed one. And it has a hutch, beautiful chairs. It's like, so it's happening more and more. Another home I'm putting on, same thing. She moved down south. She has a huge, beautiful dining room set, but it needs to be modernized. It needs to be refinished a little bit, maybe changing the color and do something creative that you can find and you can help with. So it's happening so often. It's weird. Not weird. It's beautiful that, one person's furniture can go to another person.
Well, yeah, the good thing is, for me, the most important is that you save money. You can use that money. Let's say $3,000 dining table that you can spend on other things. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, I know.
1,200, 1,500,
Yeah.
Let's see, 1,500, you can commission a painting. I know many painters that can, like for example, that big painting in the back, that cost me around that. And that's the main piece in this living room. You come into from the outside and that's the focal point, what you see. So, and it's a one of a kind.
Beautiful. Really beautiful.
So putting that money on those items is.
So wait, did you say you had wallpaper on your ceiling? I thought I heard you say that. Can you show me or show us? Wallpaper on ceiling.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so nice.
All right.
That does look cool. It gives so much like a higher.
Well, it brings a little more fun into the space, because I don't want to.
Really cool light too.
Yeah, I wanted to keep the white walls. But I wanted to do something fun still, and I wanted wallpaper. And the thing about doing wallpaper on the ceiling is it's essentially one wall.
Right.
If you're doing it on the walls, you have to pay 4 times more, 4 walls. So it's going to be 4 times more expensive for labor and for material.
Yeah.
When you do that and you
I love it. It's an accent wall really, but especially in a room like that, you can't make an accent wall because you have the opening. So doing up the ceiling is such a great idea. I love that.
And I keep, the transitions between the blue sunroom there.
Yes.
The room, which is white walls. So the transition between the rooms is good.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do.
Thank you for showing. I know I just heard you say that and I was like, let me see what that looks like. It looks nice. I like it.
It's a good trick. And most clients think it's a little too wild to put wallpaper on the ceiling, but some people get it. They get that, you get fun pattern and color, and you're not spending so much, which is
right. Yeah, I love it. See, but I like different things like that. So
yeah, and I also did wallpaper on the ceiling in my daughter's playroom. And that one I saved even more money because I did it myself. It's a removable wallpaper.
You ordered online, right?
Yeah, which is so easy to do yourself. I did it when I was 8 months pregnant.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's very easy to do.
I love that idea. So how are you dealing with this new normal going forward? Because with your business, you have to go into the homes and doing things virtually. So how are you?
Right?
Yeah. I'm selling the house. So going there is important, but we are going virtual for us as much as possible.
Yeah, you have to be creative.
Yeah, so what are some of the things that you're doing?
Well, you know, I've done 4 e-design projects already. So
Really?
that's
That's what
basically
you
what I'm
call it?
doing.
Design?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now I have one in Jersey City. Oh, look who's here, my daughter.
Hi. How
Ah,
are you?
hi, Jocelyn.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Yeah, what's your name?
Beautiful. What's your name? What's her name?
Olivia.
Olivia. So cute.
So yeah, so I'm used to doing e-design. So basically the client takes the measurements of the room,
Mm-hmm.
sends good pictures in the morning, evening, and at night. So I see how much light they get.
Okay.
And that's really all I need. Once I have the perimeter of the room, I can work on furniture layouts. Once I have good pictures, you know, and I know how much light you get and what the floors look like, I can just go to town and get everything done.
So what's the first step? You would just take that information and create a design that you think that they like?
First would be the furniture layout
Okay.
with the dimensions that I get from them. Then we work on understanding what style they want, you know, with the design quiz, the questionnaire, inspiration pictures. And once I know all that, I do the furniture layouts, different options. Let's say the sofa in front of the fireplace with 2 chairs, or a sectional with 1 chaise lounge, you know, all the different options I can do in that space. They choose the one they want, and then I start working on the design board.
Okay. This is digital. This is
It's
all
all
digital.
digital. And then they order everything. They get all the links. They order everything, and they know where everything goes because of the floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do a lot of Zoom meetings and FaceTime and calls. And there's really no need for me to go unless it's a high-end custom-made client.
Mm-hmm.
That's a completely different animal. That I need to be there. I need to make sure every inch counts, and I know for sure this is going to fit well. I need to see the floors in person. I can't just see it from a picture.
Right.
It's completely different. You know, those orders are high end. They're very expensive, and you can't make mistakes. So you really need to triple check everything.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And where do you work usually? Where's the area that you specialize in?
You know, I'm in Montclair, New Jersey, but I get a lot of clients still in Manhattan and a lot in Westchester, because people in Manhattan, they end up moving to Westchester, Jersey, I find.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, from Brooklyn come here a lot, I find.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and I do have a few clients right now. I have 1 in Brooklyn. I might get another one in Brooklyn too. But even then, you know, if I have to go to their apartment, you know, we do social distance, we wear masks. That's what I did last week for a project in Montclair. So it really depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're saving a little money doing e-design, right? Because I don't have to come to you. There's no travel. You're not paying me for being there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it depends on the client. If they're really freaked out with Corona, or, you know, they want to save a little money and they're good with taking measurements. But I'm doing both, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, I follow you on Instagram, and I like all the stuff that you're putting up. Your style, what would you say your style is? Or is it more about upon the client?
My style personally is very eclectic.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of mine too. It's like modern, traditional. Yeah.
Exactly. And I always try to buy vintage pieces,
Mm-hmm.
complement the new pieces.
Right. Where do you like to go shopping?
You know, I do love online
Mm-hmm.
because, well, now I have 2
You
kids.
really have no choice but online right now. Yeah.
First because of Corona, but even before that, online is so easy, and I have 2 kids, so I can't just pick up and go to Hudson, New York, and spend the whole entire
Right.
day, right? Online you have Cherish, you have First Dibs, you have One Kings Lane, they have vintage pieces there too. And as long as they have accurate measurements and good pictures, I don't see why not.
Okay.
But in the area, I go to 2 places in Maplewood. One is Maplewood Mercantile.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is, I can't remember his name, but it's a beautiful antique store in Maplewood.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got that lamp there.
Pretty.
That sideboard bar cart I got from Etsy. Etsy is another good source for that.
Mm-hmm. Etsy's great.
Etsy's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sources. You don't really have to go to the actual place to see it. Again, if they have good pictures, which they usually do, and you
Right.
can email them and say, okay, can you send a few more pictures with, with the lights off and natural light instead? So they tend to help.
That's great. And it's nice because they package it for you and deliver it, and it's just
Exactly.
shows up.
Yeah, you just pay for shipping.
Yeah. That's great. Wow. How can anyone contact you if they want to have you give them a consultation? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, you can email me, but first you should definitely follow me on Instagram. My name is Julieta, Julieta Alvarez. So Julieta Alvarez all together. That's my Instagram profile. And follow me there for ideas. You can see my design boards. You can see furniture layouts. You can see my work. And just email me.
Okay.
We can set up a consultation. We can, you can just have a call with me to see how I would work with you. Yeah, always welcome clients that have
That's
questions.
great.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to hear that you're busy and you're growing your brand, which is beautiful, and that you're doing things virtually. So even with everything going on, what you do is special.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, and it's hard to have that, you close on a home and you have all these things going on, going back to work, kids, and to have somebody that does what you do, it's special because they have to love it. That's the first, that's the number one thing is they have to love it. And usually they do if you pick from what they really want. So I love that you do the questionnaire and ask them what they're looking for. So that's
That's key because once you get that right, there's no back and forth.
Yeah.
During the design process. So it's very, very important to get that right.
Yeah.
So I try to do all these things for them because some clients don't have the time. They don't have the time to look at, Pinterest or Instagram.
Right.
It's too busy for that. So I try to figure that out for them with the design quiz, the questionnaire, inspiration pictures that I send them. And then we get on calls and we talk about them and we get it right.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I think we're out of time for today. So I want to say,
tell me that.
I know, fast.
Yeah, well, it was a pleasure.
I know. We were going to meet up for some tea or drinks when all this is over.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure to speak with you. And I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.